Hello everyone and welcome to a new devlog. In the last video I kind of released the playtest to h.io. It's in the description, you can download it there. And today I also did a test at my school. And there's a few things that came out of it. For example, what do all the doors mean? Because you have this one, this one, this one. And you of course have this door which can be opened, but it's the shop. What do they mean and what should I do with them? I'm going to add a legend/explanation in the main menu or here, like the image of the door and what it is. So you have the normal doors and also the shop door. So that's one thing I can easily add, and that's loud and clear. And also they didn't know that it was a shop, goes with the last point, so I should explain what this does, because what am I doing here just for fun? Clicking on them with the money? No. You get certain stats. So maybe I could add the statistics if you hover over them or something similar. And also the enemy has to feel a little more dynamic. Maybe some of them have to shoot because now they're just standing still and you're just hitting them, because now you of course you also have the bricks. Also the bricks you can pick up and then you will be able to throw them if they're shooting at you. So it's a little more dynamic. Also it's too dark on some bad screens. On my screen it's perfectly fine, but I should add some lighting. I've already had this prefab, but it's not shining any light yet, so I'm gonna add that as well. And also it doesn't really feel like a prison, they said, but that's probably because it's still pretty empty. Like of course you have the bricks and sometimes there's blood on the floor, but the area is just bland. And there's, for example, I tried to make this as a cell, but I should also put some decoration in there and add more of these so it actually feel more like a prison. And also the goal isn't clear, and what I should do is create a good start, which I have here, but maybe with some text, and an end where you can progress to the next level. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on that for this week and maybe tweaking some other things, because I'm also rolling out the test to other friends on Discord, so I'll see what comes out of that. Now I added this camera and this looks really good. It moves with the player and it really gives a dynamic feel, because it just follows the player throughout. So if I maybe model it a little more, and then I think I have to add a screen in here. But for now this looks really cool. By adding a lens at the front and a blinking light, it looks way more like a real camera. I've changed around some things. I've added more cells, and I also have a little, this one doesn't. They have a little bed inside of them. And if you see, there's cameras in the hallway as well now. Then if you're in the cafeteria, there's cameras in the corners and there's tables. And here I want a big counter where you can maybe find food to heal you. And regarding the doors, if you press escape, here there's a little legend which tells you what the doors do. Maybe I can also put it in the main menu, for example a instructions button or something, but for now I think this is fine. By adding this raycast, which uses this layer mask I gave to it, and that layer mask is applied to all the walls, the camera no longer tracks the player through the walls, and it just stops right here, and then when the raycast isn't in the player anymore, it stops tracking it. These work the same as they did, but then through the walls they are now fixed. Maybe a fun thing to show is that every item in Unity has a tag and a layer. As far as I know, you can only apply one tag and one layer to things. And I don't know what the difference is, but I do know that the raycast doesn't work with the tag, but it only works with the layer. But yeah, so applying the what is obstacle layer to all the walls, then specifying on the camera that it has to see that the walls are the what is obstacle layer, it uses that for the raycast. The next thing I'm going to be working on is the 3 different levels I want, because this is just going to be a short demo, of course, for my school project, but also I don't have that much time to complete the whole game. So it's just going to be 3 different levels, varying in difficulty. So you start out with a normal layout, and then with a different layout, the enemies get a little faster and maybe more enemies spawn, but you're supposed to be stronger because in level 1 you get some items. And in level 3 there's stairs and also different kinds of rooms. So I'm going to be working on those. I've actually changed the starter room already. The starter room now includes more prison cells and is a little lower. It's not as tall anymore. And of course the amazing cameras are still here. And you can make your way through, and you probably enter a hallway and then you go up, I guess. And there'll be a cafeteria. So that's what I want for the first few levels, or the first level, so that you just get familiar with the look and feel of the game, and then it gets harder and you understand the point more. I've added this hallway where if the players walk into it, they see this fog. So you would walk through it, get the loading screen, and go to the next level. And of course there's going to be 3 levels, so I'm going to make different kind of hallways where you can transition. When you walk in the game you make a sound, but the guards don't really do anything with the sound. It's just for the player right now. But what I've added is that the guards can now hear the sound. So if a guard is right there and I walk behind him, He looks toward me, and the other one also came towards me. So now they follow me. The thing is, if you go behind them, they lose sight of you, and then they keep looking for you. But as you can see, sometimes they turn around, and then if you make sound to run away, they chase you. These guys are also going on their own, but then when they spot me or when they hear me, they also follow me around. This adds a dynamic feel to the game, which I think was missing. And what I really have to add now is animations, because, I don't know, this PNG following you is not that scary. By using some AI magic, I made this little animation for this guy. Just gets mirrored every time, but it looks really good. And then on the back, I did actually make it on my own from this one. Look, if you turn around, it looks kind of fine. Just walks along. I'm pretty happy with this. The guards didn't really feel good because when you interact with them or when they try to attack you, they immediately attack you before you could even hit them. So now when they walk up to you, they wait a little, and then if you hit them, you also stun them a little. As you can see, the sprite will change. So I hit them, and he gets stunned a little. So you have a better chance to actually kill them. That's going to be it for this week, and now I'm going to release version 0.2. And with those patch notes here, the guards now have their animations that can be stunned. As you can see, they have animations now. They walk and they stop and they get hit, and they can also be stunned, so they get pushed back a little. Of course, the cameras, which look throughout the level. Some of the rooms have been changed. Some of them have more lights, and the doors have been moved a little. And some minor fixes, some clipping in some places. And I've also adjusted the amount of money that the guards drop. So if we hop in, this is still the same. Next week I'm gonna be adding more items here and also to the shop. Then you still spawn at these locations. The guards spawn, they walk around. They have their nice animation. If you hit them, they get stunned and they drop some money. Then let's get these guys. There we go, now we have 13 money. And we can look for a shop. We can make our way through to the cafeteria, which have the nice cameras now. Oh. Let's kill these guys first, and then we can make our way through the next level. I also have added a plan to add a wall here, where the player could only go in if they killed all the guards. But to me that would feel more like a puzzle, so I've decided not to do that. But yep, that's it for this week. I'll see you next week, and then I'm going to be working on actually playing and finishing the game, so you can start a run and you know there's kind of an end.